Boom.
We'll wait for you outside.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Homefront Let's Play, episode number 3. We left off, I was just loading up on some big-ass guns, ready to go kick some ass. I apologize for episode 2 and 1. I totally forgot to turn on the subtitles, and someone pointed that out in the comment section. I thank you very much. Like I said, this is my first Let's Play, so tips are always appreciated.
We're almost there. The labor camp is at the top of the next street. What's the plan? The front gate should be lightly guarded. We make a lot of noise, pick a few of them off, and draw the rest out of the camp. Then we sneak in the back door. You call this lightly guarded? Stick to the plan.
I also have a good topic to discuss during this episode, so I think you'll enjoy that. I'll discuss it after this firefight here, probably.
Now, drop them!
Drop him! Holy shit, that guy flew off the roof. Trying to be like Superman.
Get out of the street!
Get out of the street. Don't tell me what to do, man. I do what I want.
Find a flank!
Dang. How am I gonna find a flank? I don't think I can go around this way, can I? No. Run over here. Here we go. Justin Gatlin, go! Gotta flank it. It's the only way. It's the only way I roll.
Gotta flank this thing and find high ground.
Oh boy. It's extremely satisfying to hit someone with a grenade in this game. It's a lot of fun.
Jacob, back here.
Ooh, another turret thing.
Down, Jacob. Under heavy fire. Heavy fire on my position. Another one this way. There's an alley behind this house.
Sit down, clown. Alright, here we go. Destroy the sentry gun tower. Oh my god. Ambush. Shit. Alright, we're gonna have to retry that. Wow, they renamed the dam after Kim Jong-un. Tried to throw a grenade, forgot him out. Right in the face! Alright, so what I wanted to discuss in this episode is EMP blasts. I really wanted to... That's actually the main reason I was really into this single-player campaign when I heard about it. Is actually because of a book I read a couple years ago. And what I want to do in this episode is kind of go through that book with you guys and discuss it. Because it's something I really don't think a lot of people are very aware of. And it's kind of sad, really. Even after this game came out, people see... most of the reviews I read, people say, yeah, this plot is so unlikely to ever happen and all that stuff. But when you think about it, it's not that far-fetched, and I'm going to tell you why. Obviously, the Korean part of them invading our country is a little bit far-fetched. However, the EMP blast, that's a real threat. And according to the book I read, and it's called 1 Second After by William R. Forstchen, and I definitely encourage you guys to read it, and I'll kind of briefly go through during the course of this episode and discuss the plot of that book with you guys, and really go in depth on what would actually happen if the United States were hit with an EMP blast. Give me some ammo. About even. So this book, it's called 1 Second After, right? And it came out about 2 or 3 years ago. There's a bestseller on the New York Times bestseller list and all that. How am I going to destroy this thing? Did I shoot that? Oh, damn. One more grenade. Get him, boy. Nothing. There's got to be a RPG around here somewhere, huh?
I got more grenades. Come get them.
Give me the grenades then.
We can hit it from above. I hope you fly better than. Got some grenades right here.
Well, I can't wait to fly. There we go. That was pretty sweet.
That got their attention.
Anywho, plot of this book,
We need to be gone before
and I'm going
they
to talk during the
mobilize.
dialogue, so if you want to pay attention to the story, kind of just read along with the subtitles. But the plot of this book, it takes place, there's a teacher at a college is the main character, and it takes place in North Carolina, actually. And what happens in this book is basically it's fictional
Over
book
here.
about what the author of the book thinks would happen if the United States ever got hit by an EMP. And so it basically starts out like a normal day. This guy's out grilling with his family. His wife recently died or whatever. Him and his daughter are out grilling some burgers on a nice summer afternoon, and all of a sudden
Sounds like
everything,
the, plan's
the
working.
power goes
They're
out.
Sending out a response team.
I hate this
So
place.
everyone's like, whatever, power went out. And then within
Last
5 or 10 minutes,
time I was here,
people realize it's no ordinary power outage. Everything
should
is
be
fried.
clear by
No
now.
one's electronics works, no one's cars work, and pretty much no one had any idea what the hell was happening except for this professor, because he was a Civil War professor and I think he was a ex-military guy and all
Let's
that good
ditch the
stuff.
rifles.
So we had
We
a lot
need
of
to keep a low profile.
this stuff, and the main thing was that was interesting about this book was the foreword of the book. It was actually written by a military advisor
The sooner
who
we
did
find
research
Arnie,
onto
the sooner we get at it. All right, spread out and ask around.
ask around to try and find Arnie. Alright, sounds good. Anyways, the foreword of this book was written by a military advisor who was on a research task force that did research on basically terrorist strikes and trying to figure out where we were most vulnerable, from which terrorist strike would pretty much hurt the U.S. the most, and
What do
try
you
and
want?
get us prepared for it.
You know, you should desolder the capacitors first.
Isn't
And,
it bad enough I gotta scrape these for my food rations?
Sorry, I'm trying to help.
Anyways, yeah, the guy said the thing that the United States is most unprepared for is an EMP blast. And he said one single nuclear missile, and this is why we take the situation in North Korea so seriously with their nuclear testing and everything. One single nuclear missile launched and set to detonate just outside the atmosphere of the United States. If you set it off over the middle of the United States to blow up just in outer space, it would actually come down. It emits an EMP blast, and it would actually completely fry our entire country's
Welcome to the
electric
Korean
grid would
vision
go
of
offline.
America, Jacobs. That looked like
So
recovery
within 1
you.
second, we would be set back to the 1800s, essentially. And that's what happened in this movie, or this book, excuse me.
You guys are part of the resistance, aren't
Talk
you?
to these
Shut
dudes
up,
here.
Steve. Jesus.
What?
I'm sorry, sir. Just ignore my idiot friend. We don't want any trouble. God damn it.
Get that Korean piece of shit away from me. I'm an American.
So yeah, what happened is basically our entire country would be unprepared for an EMP blast. And in this book, the Koreans just hit us with an EMP. They never invaded us at all or anything. They basically hit us with an EMP, and we were left to fend for ourselves. And in the book, what happens is a lot of death and dying and destruction, basically.
Hey, mister. Do you
The
have
first
any
thing that
food?
happened is
I'm so hungry. Please.
pretty much everyone in all the nursing homes
Days.
died
I'll
within
take
the first
anything
month
you got.
of the
I
EMP
don't have
because
any
no
food. Piss off.
electricity, and as soon as they run out of their medication, there's a large percentage of the American population that depends on medication to sustain living, basically. So without their medication, a lot of them would die within the first month.
I don't know you from shit.
Boy, you better get out of my way. I'm gonna beat your ass. Let me in.
I'm looking for
Wow.
a guy named Arnie.
Fuck you. Never heard of him.
Ooh,
Cut the
give him a
shit.
beat down.
Show him this, tell him Boone sent us.
Hey, Connor, relax. Where's Boone? And who's the new guy?
Plan changed. Can you still get us into the depot?
Yeah, you know, the administrative buildings.
No, it has to be where they keep the buses.
Sorry. I don't want you guys to miss much of the storyline here.
Yeah, I can get you in, but you have to stick close and do exactly like I say. Follow me.
Okay, so back to that EMP blast. People start dying, food
Sure
supply
you can get
runs
my
out,
family out of here?
disease
The
starts running
Resistance
rampant.
remembers its friends.
As the book
I hope so.
said,
I got a teenage daughter.
basically,
Bad things can happen to a
Americans
girl
have
in a
lived
place
in an
like this.
environment of
Gotta teach you
vaccination,
to shoot.
sterilization,
Women got just as much to fight for.
and antibiotics,
Are you
making
nuts?
us prime
No
targets
way
for
is my
third
kid
world
joining the
disease,
resistance.
which is absolutely true. I mean, we live a pampered life, and there's a good percentage of our population that
They must have heard
rubs
you coming
that
and split.
antibacterial cream on their hands 5 times a day. That anti-germ
What the
stuff,
hell
whatever
is
it's called.
this?
It's a holding area for
You
the
know, I
buses,
mean,
you know, somewhere to wait before
We're
you
pretty.
ship to the
We're
shed.
probably the cleanest country in
And it's
pound for
just
pound in
unlocked.
the entire
You don't need a
world.
key.
You know,
Don't worry about it. I take care of
and
it.
being
That's
that
what
we
inside
keep
man's
everything so
for,
clean, and
right?
we all have so many vaccinations and stuff, our immune systems aren't really built up to last, through a bunch of shit like that happening. So a lot of people get sick and die essentially. And the book goes through 1 year of time frame. Basically demonstrates what happens over the whole year. Oh, this
Fuck
fucker
you,
set
I
us
got
up.
kids. Besides, they cut me a better deal.
We could have helped you.
It's over. Face it, the Koreans won. It's over.
It's over for you.
Guy would screw us over like that. Try to sell us out to the Korean army. Sit down, bitch. You too. Coming for you, boy. Oh, that was sweet. I like that slow motion. Really? Can I have a chance to make it through this mission? Wow. So anyways, back to what I was saying about that EMP blast. What happened essentially is each town would band together and pretty much raise their own army, because towns would be warring against each other for food and clean water and supplies, and people just started dying. Each town formed their own army and would attack opposing towns. People would attack their neighbors and kill them for their food. It was terrible. Just a terrible story of what would happen. I mean, think about it. No car made after like 1965 or 1970 would run anymore because they all have computer chips in the engine. You would have nothing. You would have no way of getting food. Once everything that goes stale in the grocery store is done, how are you going to eat? I don't know where I'm getting it from. Obviously, this is going to be a tough level to get past, especially with me babbling on, but we'll see what I can do. Once the food in the grocery store goes stale, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to go farm yourself? You're going to go pick corn out of the crops and eat it yourself? I mean, that's not going to last you very long. And also, it said skills that people needed, like farming, people don't have anymore because many of us haven't had to farm for generations. Our ancestors farmed, but we don't need to do that anymore. And nowadays, nobody else knows how to farm anymore. Damn it. Can I get some cover? Pretty sure I'm in cover. Alright, I'm going up the stairs. Jeez. Quit shooting me. 2 seconds. Finally, a damn gun. Alright. Around that corner, buddy. So yeah, essentially it was a crazy book, and towns started warring with each other, and there was no laws anymore. I mean, there's no police. It's everyone for themselves, essentially. The towns tried to keep everything civilized and distribute ration cards and stuff, but people are hungry, people are starving, and people will do whatever it takes to survive, and it got bad. There was even a huge rogue gang of criminals that were traveling the country and basically just pillaging everyone like it was like they're an ancient civilization, just destroying everything. Because there's no law, and every town had to fend for themselves. These were hardened criminals that went around and just killed everyone. stole their food and moved on to the next town, and you know, they were raping women, they were just killing people in cold blood, basically.
Clear that house.
And that's what happened. The main storyline of the book was the man's daughter has type 1 diabetes, I believe it is, where she dies if she doesn't get insulin, and her insulin needs to be refrigerated. So that was the main conflict of the story, was he was fighting to try and get her more insulin and keep her alive.
We're pinned. Take out those machine gunners.
Machine gunner. I have to run down here or what? And you know, after 1 year, the guy actually made it, him and his little army that he sort of raised. They ended up surviving, but at the end, by the time the military finally regained control of the country from our own citizens, over 80% of the population of the United States died within the first year, which was the punchline of the book. I mean, basically the underlying story is, you know, if we get hit by an EMP, we're not prepared for it, which was that book. So if you want to check it out, and I ain't one of these conspiracy theorist type guys who says, you know, you should have a stock supply of guns and water in your basement, but
We found the beacons.
Then let's get the hell out of here.
it was just pretty crazy how unprepared we were for
I'm on my way. Boone's resting. He's
what
gonna pull
happened in that
through.
book. And
We'll cut
he said the
across
book was
baseball
based
field
on an
where the
actual
Elm Street drainage ditch.
study conducted by our government,
Come on,
and
it's just up ahead.
the estimate of
Hang
that
on to
study
those
was that
beacons,
up to
Jenkins.
90% of our population
fuel
could die
tankers are only
if we were
gonna
hit
be
by
in
an
town
EMP
for a
because of
couple
lack
of
of
hours.
food and
We're gonna
supplies,
tag 'em
and
before they
diseases
leave
would start
Montrose, grab a helicopter
killing
and chase
everyone.
'em.
He said the
So you know
safest
your
place to
part.
be would be like Midwest, like Iowa, the Dakotas,
It's just across
because of
there.
all the food and the small
keep
population. He estimated about half the people there would die, and he said in New York and like Florida would be the worst place to be because of the heat in Florida would transmit the disease faster and all that crap, and so many people. I mean, people would just be going insane, and everyone almost kill each other down there. So he said 95% of the people in those populated states would die.
What?
Holy shit, a mass grave.
We should turn back.
Thrown into a pit like garbage. How many people are in this ditch? You sons of bitches. Scumbag motherfuckers. You motherfuckers!
You think you can just throw us in a goddamn ditch?
Sentries! Stay behind the bleachers!
Country!
Connor,
Shit,
Ross,
sentry
we
guns.
gotta take out those sentries.
I'll burn
That guy's definitely lost his shit.
We gotta make our way around the field.
So yeah, I don't know, I just figured I'd share that experience with you guys of that book that I read. If you want to check it out, it's called 1 Second After. It's a hell of a read. You know, it's definitely a good story. And I think a lot of people, you know, people say what, and even before reading this book, I was wondering, what's the big deal? I mean, yeah, if Korea gets a nuke, and they actually did nuke one of our cities, we'd nuke them back into the Stone Age, you know? So it's like they could hit us, but their entire country is going to be wiped off the map within a matter of seconds. But you don't think about that if they set that nuke to detonate in the atmosphere and it emitted an EMP, that would kill a lot more of our population.
Sentries!
So
Stay behind the bleachers!
that's why we take these threats so seriously when we see, when we thought Iraq had nuclear weapons, and when we hear about Iran and North Korea running all these nuclear tests. That's why we take it so seriously, because just one could really fuck us up. So I'd like you guys to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about that situation. What would you do if you got hit by an EMP? You know, do you think you guys would be prepared? Do you think that's actually plausible? Do you think that percentage of people would actually die within 1 year if we did get hit by an EMP and lost all our electricity and disease and food supply? Just leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about that. I'm dying left and right here. Also, any other tips about this Let's Play would be much appreciated. Figure I'd try and get the viewers involved a little bit more. Get you guys a little bit more active in the comments section. See who's watching these, who's enjoying these Let's Plays. Alright,
Sentries!
I'm gonna
Stay
stop
behind
talking
the
a little bit and
bleachers!
try and concentrate on my game. I struggle at doing two things at once, trying to play and talk at the same time. So. Jesus. This AI is tough in this game, man. Alright. Apparently that didn't work either. Loading screen's a little messed up there. Hopefully it doesn't freeze on me. There are actually some freezing issues in the multiplayer. My PS3 hard froze on me 3 times last night, but every time it's when I leave a match. I'm playing a match and I click leave game, it freezes right there every time. So if you want to switch game modes, you have to actually just hard quit out of the game and go back into the game. So I'm sure they probably have a patch out for that already, if not any day here. It's time to kill some Koreans though. Did you see that mass grave? I mean, it's got me ready to fight. You know? I love how this game gives you some motivation. It really plays on your patriotism, and it says, you know, kind of makes you feel like you just got kicked in the nuts. And it's time for some payback. I wonder why that loading screen's all fucked up like that. Okay, see if we can get somewhere this time. You know what they say, 7 times a charm.
Sentries, stay behind the bleachers.
Almost blew it again. Took it a little bit slower here. Grenade over there, fuck them all up. Oh shit, definitely just shot my own teammate a couple times right in the face. Shake it off, buddy. You doing alright? Alright. But like I was saying before, I died for the 15th time in a row. I really like how this game gives you some motivation. You know, it really pisses you off and gives you a reason to fight. I mean, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, what's the point? Yeah, you're going playing through the single player campaign, but you're just like, okay, I'm a soldier. They told me to go here. They told me to shoot a bunch of people. You're just going through the motions. You're not really attached to the storyline. But right now, I'm really feeling the storyline of this game. It's a lot of fun. The guns feel great in this game. It's got a tough AI too. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Approaching 23 minutes on this video, I believe. Good thing that guy throws like a chick, or I would have been dead right now. Oh, I thought he tried to drop shot me there. And run! Before that thing hits me again.
Keep those buses between you and the tower.
How is this guy always in front of me? I don't even see him running around. That's alright. He's doing work. Shit. Am I not behind cover? Headshot. Okay, it's been about 24-25 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up episode 3 right here. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about that EMP storyline I told you about? Do you think it would actually be that devastating to our country if something like that were to happen? Let me know what you think, and look for episode 4 coming soon. Thanks.